Okay, welcome back. Today is Monday, March 9th, 2007, 11:11 p.m. And welcome back. Tonight we're going to be discussing the current Amber Alert cases in the United States. And once again, I have Deborah on with me. How you doing, Deborah?
I'm doing fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine. Anxious to get this show going. I know we weren't going to. We said we were going to come on last night. We didn't. I apologize for that. We had a lot of things going on, um, and we just didn't get to the show. But we are tonight. After we do these Amber Alert cases, we are going to do as normal three old cases, and we'll get those up first. So we're going to be going in order of case numbers tonight. And the Amber Alerts will be case 648, case 673, 681, 685, 688, 690, 691, and 695. That is 8 missing people, and they are all Amber Alerts. So we're going to
We
get.
do have two found cases, though, Brian. Are you going to do those first?
Um, no, let's do the Amber Alerts first. Okay. You're talking about 693 and 694, right?
Okay.
Let Yeah, let's just go the way I had it planned. I should have done those first, but I didn't prepare for that. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So our first case is Adji. The case was opened January 14th of 2009. We've done a lot of work on this case. We've set up the website findadji.com, which is getting a lot of traffic now. We're on page 1 of Google. We sent out a lot of letters. People have been posting a lot of pictures. Thank you very much. We've contacted a few people, possibly doing a song for Adji. We'll let you know the results of that. We've got a YouTube up, I believe, for Adji. What else have we done for Adji, Deborah?
Um, Contacting the media outlets also at the local and the national level. And also we have our readers doing that for us
Mm-hmm.
too when they go to the website. So thank you for all the support with that, everyone.
Yeah, thank you very much. And once again, it's findadji.com. If you have a website, a blog, MySpace, whatever, please link to findadji.com or any other site that promotes Adji's picture and his information. Now, I do know that there was a new photo of Adji released. Can you tell us about that, Deborah? I believe with the shoe.
Yes.
Okay.
On Wednesday, the Collier County Sheriff's Department released a photo of Adji sitting with some classmates. And in the photo, he is wearing the same sneakers he was wearing when he went missing. And they're hoping that with the photo of the sneakers, that they will get some fresh new leads on that. And that photo is posted at findadji.com. And in fact, there's a special section called Adji's Shoes. So you really can't miss it when you go there.
Yeah, thank you. That is in the forums. In the picture's up there. The picture is great. It shows his entire body this time. With his classmates. Adorable kid, and we really hope he's found soon. The other night I had actually did a show with Gail St. John. There's a few notes from that show that are posted at the bottom of Aji's case, which is 648. And this case is also located at psychicgail.com. She's also covering that case, and I'd also like to announce that Gail and her search team may be going down to Florida to actually help search for Adji, which is very important because any attention is good attention. As I mentioned on the show, they're going down there to search, and to search kind of means that Ashi might not be alive, but either way, just somebody going down there and getting on TV, because Gail's been on Nancy Grace and a lot of other shows, will bring attention to this case. However it may bring it, psychic or whatever, the case is still getting attention. So anytime anybody's brought in, Aji's face goes up on the TV, and that's what's important. Aji's face on the TV. Um, but some of the notes that I took from Gail and Reggie and Travis seem to match a lot of the stuff that I had on there, and then some of it didn't. But either way, we're all concerned about Adji. So once again, please go to findadji.com, or you can go to psychicgail.com and click on cases, I believe. Deborah, is there anything else in this case we need to mention?
Yes,
Okay.
Brian, Gail has a new domain now, and that's psychicgailstjohn.com. I did drop the link in chat.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I mentioned psychicgail.com because it's a lot easier for people to remember, and that domain is working. She had a few issues with some people that were hosting the domain, but from what I see, they've done the right thing and redirected the domains to where they should go. We're still waiting on final authorization as far as all the domains, but yeah, Psychic Gail St. John is the current URL, but you can always go to psychicgail.com too. Okay, anything else in this one, Deborah?
No, if everyone could just please show Adji's picture, put up a flyer at Walmart, the post office, anytime you go out. You can print them right off at your computer at home. And please direct people to findadji.com. There's a lot of information there about Adji's case. And thank you for all the support with contacting media, reading about Adji, spreading the word. We really appreciate it. We really want the little guy found.
Right, and if you can just go to Google right now. If you type in the word "find Adji," it'll be the first return. So people are paying attention to that, and we thank you guys for that. Okay, so moving on, our next case is case number 673, which is Haleigh Ann Marie Cummings. Let me get the graphic up here. Okay, this case was opened on February 10th of 2009. Again, there's been a lot of media attention for this case. We've discussed a lot of things as far as where we think, or at least where I think Haleigh may be. As far as I know so far, and as far as the information that I have in the numerous stream drawings on this case, I do believe that she's still safe. I hope that's the facts. I know that there's been a lot of speculation that Haleigh, something bad may have happened to Haleigh because of the cadaver dogs hitting on the garbage dumpsters. We did speculate that maybe that could have become, from just normal items that are thrown away. Some people said no, dogs don't hit on something like tampons or something like that. Deborah, were we able to get a confirmation on that? Is that correct or not? I mean, I thought that, bodily fluids would be something that cadaver dogs hit on. But there's reports coming out that no, that would not affect them. So I don't know.
I've seen reports both ways, Brian. I've seen it both ways. I'm not sure what it is, actually.
Okay. So right now, I don't know. I mean, I do know that cadaver dogs are very accurate, and when a dog does hit on an area, generally that does mean that a person's body was there or is still there, so I don't know. What about the news? Anything new for the Haleigh case?
Well, the things that are new are more things like, well, like I like to refer to it, making it like a Jerry Springer episode. We talked about how Haleigh's father went out and got the tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's done one even better than that. He proposed to his teenage 17-year-old girlfriend and put a rock on her hand. And now they're in the 3-day waiting period while her parents sign the consent form. Now, I'm sorry, but it's going to be a month tomorrow since Haleigh went missing. And this is just, I'm sorry, as a parent, I don't like it.
Okay, people grieve in their own different ways. I don't see how this is appropriate at all. I do know that he's young.
He's not that young.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand that, really. I think he should be out doing everything he can to find Haleigh. I mean, from what I've seen, he has been. But from hearing that, I mean, that's just a little weird.
Well, I just don't understand that you're running out to get tattoo, proposing to the girlfriend, and the thing is, she's 17 years old, and they've been living together. Apparently, they've been seeing each other for 7 months. And her mother was not going to allow it. She said they had to wait till they were 18, but it was perfectly fine for her to be living with him.
Okay.
Now her mom is allowing the marriage, and she's signing the papers.
This is the same woman that was watching Haleigh.
Yes, the 17-year-old that was watching Haleigh, the one that Haleigh's father called a stupid bee.
Okay. Okay, what I have in this case is I believe that Haleigh is still in Jacksonville, Florida, and the map is shown below. Actually, it's on the bottom of case 673. I don't think that Haleigh was actually in the house at the time. when she went missing. I do think that the family has something to do with this, and I think that that woman or girl that definitely knows something about Haleigh.
She's a child.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, she is.
Okay, yeah. Well, she's a child that's getting married, and that's weird. Um, that's what I have. That's what I've always had. I don't really. Well, let me just read some here.
You know the first thing that popped into my mind, Brian?
Mhm.
And Sass just said it in chat, and I told this to Kinsley earlier today. When you're married, you don't have to testify against each other.
Wow, that is
That's
good, very good
the first
point.
thing that popped into my mind instantly.
That's a very good point. Yeah. One thing, she's a liar. Okay, is she? And I think this is fact now. She did report to the police that she was sleeping in a different bed at the time Haleigh went missing. Correct? Then she reported to the police. I'm sorry, was that correct?
Yes.
Then she said she wasn't in the same room. Correct?
Right.
Okay, that's maybe understandable. You could forget that. And then she said she wasn't even in the house.
Well, now when she was, I watched video online of her sporting her new rock and talking to the press about it, and it's just so romantic. Excuse me, but
that's absolutely sickening.
It is. It's sickening. And she made a point of stating that she was in that house when Haleigh went missing, and she passed her polygraph to prove it, is what she said.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry, but I don't believe anything she says.
But there's new reports that state that she wasn't even in the house at the time.
Right.
Okay. So in looking at that, she could have been out with another boyfriend.
She doesn't like the fact that that's leaked out and it's being talked about that she wasn't there, so she's combating that when she gets in front of the camera and saying that she was and that she passed a poly.
The police have confirmed that she's taken several polygraphs. Have the police confirmed that the polygraphs were accurate, or she was telling the truth?
No, the police have not released those results, but she made a point of saying that she did pass the polygraph, and she didn't take the polygraph, she took several, as you stated.
Okay. The polygraphs, were they all given by the same police department or FBI?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. You can make a mistake about where you're sleeping at night, especially if you're sleeping all over the place. You won't make a mistake about where you were, or if you were in the house or not. That's bull. You will know that. So if she was not in the house, she's lying, and she has something to hide. It may have nothing to do with Haleigh.
Someone in chat has said, now we know that the reason that it came out that she was not in the house is because of tips. Now, someone in Florida, Diane, has stated that a woman called in a tip that she saw Misty out partying that night.
Okay. This I've seen this happen before in a lot of cases. What happens is they don't want to admit that they were a bad parent or a bad caregiver or whatever. They don't want to admit that, hey, I wasn't there at the time because I'm going to get in trouble. When the most important thing is you got to tell the police the truth, the whole truth. When a child goes missing, you have to tell the complete truth, no lies, no matter what. If they didn't do that, then something's up. There's something up with that, and it could confirm a lot of these other things. So that could mean that she was abducted, and it could possibly be at this location that we have on case 673. I don't know that. I don't know if anybody's checked that out or not. I have no idea. But no, Haleigh's missing. I know it's a really important case to everybody. She's missing, and the actions that I see so far are crazy. I didn't know about the marriage until now.
Yeah, I don't think you did at all. I haven't talked to you for a while.
No. Anything else in this case?
Well, I really wish that the media and viewers, listeners out there, would make a point of realizing that, we've talked about prejudice in the media, racism. We've also talked about the type of story. And with this one being like a train wreck, like Made for Jerry Springer, that seems to be what they want to show people. That gets the viewers. And we need attention on other cases too. Not that Haleigh's not important, but she's getting the entire spotlight practically because of the type of case it is. And I really don't care. I mean, I think it's sickening that they got engaged. and most of it is sickening, but I really don't care about that stuff. I want the little girl to be found, and if they concentrated more on that information, but I guess that's kind of boring to everyone, or to the media or to some of the viewers. I don't think, according to, your viewers here.
I've been looking at some of the notes in some of the dream drawings I have. One from March 2nd. And it says, Haleigh will be found March 2nd. Well, obviously that didn't happen. So apparently that was wrong. As far as I know, there was no breaking news on March 2nd as relating to Haleigh. I do know that the very next day somebody was found. That was a different case. I guess we can talk about it in the next show. Then looking at the next thing, it says Haleigh has been found again. Plot failed. Police have 3 confessions. Now maybe the police do have some type of confession at this time. I don't know. But the police are doing their job by not telling us. That's what they do. We shouldn't be putting this stuff out. So I really hope that Haleigh is safe. And the Child Protective Services or whatever probably wants to investigate if Haleigh, if she's alive, should actually return home to this. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I don't know, because it's not right to leave a small child alone if that is what happened. And there were, tips called in that was what happened. And nothing has made sense since the time that the Amber Alert came out. The case just didn't seem right from the beginning. And I remember that day that, Kinsley and I were talking about it quite a bit, and I gave it to you right away the first day it came out. And you wondered what we were talking about so much, because you knew if it got our attention that much that something was up. And that's because everything was inconsistent, and it was just a train wreck. It was just a mess from the beginning, and it's only getting worse in my opinion.
Right.
And I wish they put more focus on some other missing people than, continuing to broadcast that garbage.
Yeah.
That's as bad as what Casey eats in jail.
Well, hopefully that will change. Once again, I'm still looking over the notes that I have in the dream drawings just to see if I can provide any additional assistance. Everything seems to be related to the Haleigh case, so I do think that these dream drawings are definitely about Haleigh. Some of the stuff has come true as far as the dream drawings go, especially when it in regards to the woman that was, or girl that was watching Haleigh or not watching Haleigh. So that seems to be what's going on. Jacksonville, Florida. If anybody's in the area or something, please keep an eye up. And I do know that if Haleigh's being held, they're not taking her to the park. I guarantee that they know that her picture's out there, and she would be seen right away. That said, Adji could be at Walmart right now, and nobody would know who he is because no one's seen his picture. Just the people, I'm saying, I kid you not. Many people, I guarantee 95% of America has not seen a picture of Adji, nor do they know he's missing. But enough about that. Let's move on. Is it okay, Deborah? We done with this one?
Yes, I think we are.
Okay. Moving on, case number 681. This case was opened on February 23rd of 2009. This is Amber Leeanne DuBois. I think I pronounced that correctly. DuBois?
Well, I pronounce it DuBois.
DuBois,
because
okay.
It has a French name.
Like
yes,
French.
DuBois.
Okay. The case was opened on the 23rd of February. This case, I believe, we did some talking about this, maybe related to 2 other cases, and I believe now maybe a third, or is it still 2 other cases?
It's the second case that it's related to the third at this point, yes.
Okay. Guys, this is case number 681. If you just go down, if you just click on the links up at top, or whatever, you actually go to the missing persons list, go to 681, you'll see the cases that we think may be related to this case, and it looks like human trafficking. And it looks like the same area and maybe the same people. What we got on this one, it says just across border, Cali, digital camera. That camera is a Hannah, Montana digital camera. I looked it up, that's what it is. It says just across the border in Cali. We did find a place. Cali did mean a road, so that's actually a lot of places that she could be, but we do have a map up of where it's possible she might be. There was another dream drawing done on the 28th, and it looks like some type of warehouse or some type of building. It says 2-door, Tijuana, 6 kilometers, which it says 6K, but I'm thinking it means 6 kilometers southwest Cali again. So we did have a map of Tijuana, which is right across the border from California. Is there any news stories on this one?
Um, the only thing that has come out is something that I learned from Kinsley,
Hmm.
and she was not able to verify it with a link, but I hesitate to share this, but I'm going to share it anyway.
Okay, is this something I don't know then?
Right, something you don't know,
Okay.
and the kind of stuff I don't like. Apparently, Amber's mom has gotten herself a tattoo now. Less than a month after her child went missing, and she put the date that Amber went missing on it, and she left room for the date that she returns. Now, I don't know, but when your child is missing less than a month, you don't run out and get a tattoo.
Yeah, I don't know. That's her own prerogative. But I don't know. Yeah,
I'm not
that
trying
is,
to
yeah.
insult people or anything like
Right.
that, but it's just very strange to me.
Okay. I did one other dream drawing last on the 5th, and it says Amber is here. It looks like the same building. Could possibly be a kitchen area. The number 805. That's also on the case file. Um, so she got a tattoo with the found date blank. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Anything else for Amber?
Amber has been missing. She's 14 years old, and she's been missing since February 13th from Escondido, California.
Okay. Um, I hear this is that she was saving up to buy a lamb, I believe, for Future Farmers of America.
Right.
The
The
right
day that
case?
she
Okay.
went missing, she actually had a check to pay for the lamb.
Okay.
She'd been waiting to get her lamb for FFA, for Future Farmers of America, and she was really looking forward to it. So she had a check with her in order to pay for the lamb that day. So that's why her parents don't think that she would have run away or would have harmed herself,
Right.
that she had to have been abducted.
And from looking at this, it looks like she was. I think she was abducted. And it could possibly be some type of human smuggling to do with Mexico, possibly something based out of Tijuana. And there are human smuggling outfits in Tijuana. You know, something just thinking about this. Jesse Foster may be related. You know that? Bless you. You know that, Deborah?
What's that?
I said Jesse Foster. Maybe that's related too. Maybe there's a whole bunch of other cases that are related.
Well, if Jesse were to be related, then Angela Marie Finger probably would be too.
Mm-hmm.
She's missing from Vegas within just weeks of Jesse. So those two cases are tied together.
Yeah,
because
those are
of location and because they're both human trafficking.
right.
So yeah, and there was, a lot of talk with I believe you've said it, Gail has said it, possibly some others, that Jesse has been in and out of Mexico.
Okay. This we on case 681 we have linked it to case 688, which is Marlene, and case 690, which is Pebbles. We think that all these three cases may be related, so we've linked them together. They may or may not be, but we wanted to get it out. We wanted to be safe than sorry. Okay, so you want to move on?
Sure.
Okay, the graphic is up there right now. Let me put still missing. This is case number 681, which is, I'm sorry, wrong one. There we go. 685. I believe this is Deborah Fourzan. Am I pronouncing that right?
Right.
Deborah Kalai Fourzan.
Yes, Deborah Kalai Fourzan,
Kalai.
and she normally goes by her middle name, Kalai.
Kalai. Okay. The case was requested to be open on February 28th of this year. Deborah, did we cover this case already? And we're just giving updates?
Yes, we have. We've given her stats and everything else.
Okay.
She is missing from Tecumseh, Oklahoma,
Okay.
and she's been missing since February 2nd of 2009.
Okay. Dream Drawing said Deborah is in this car going to motel on Second Life, Sacramento, California, green truck outside. We discussed earlier that Second Life may have nothing to do with this case. It actually has something to do with somebody that we know maybe have played around in Second Life. And it says New Mexico Diner. Yeah, we actually did 3 shows covering this case. So if you guys ever want to see the archives, just go to briansdreams.com/TV. The archives are there, or just go to the Ustream page, which is there. Hopefully all these recordings will work. We've gotten with Ustream to see if they can fix some of them. I'm not exactly sure if they got back with us. But looking at this, I don't think that that Deborah's been harmed. Anything new in the news for her?
No, there hasn't been, but I would like to make a point of saying that she is missing with a 41-year-old man, and she is 14 years old.
That,
and I find that just
that's sickening in a way. Yeah, I think we brought that up too. Yeah, if your daughter's 14 years old, she shouldn't have any 40-year-old friends unless they're her dad, okay, or is her dad, or somebody like that. That's common sense. So I think that if you have to tell that to somebody, I think they already need help. Okay, as far as a parent goes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you have to say, hey, do you really think your 14-year-old daughter should be hanging around with a 40-year-old guy? Then they already have a problem.
Well,
am I wrong? Or
mentioned too when you brought that up. I know your children are younger.
Right.
My kids are older, and it's not that my kids have done things, but teenagers in general, they don't always tell their parents everything, and they can say that, oh, I'm meeting all my girlfriends at the mall. Can you drop me off?
No, but I think the parents knew in this case.
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt then. Sorry, but from what I've heard, they knew they said he was an uncle or something like that, or called himself an uncle.
Is that what those guys call themselves now?
That's what I guess. Common sense. If you have teenage daughters, they shouldn't be hanging around with 40-year-old men. Anything else in the news for her?
No, there hasn't been. From what I could find, I have checked. I checked again today, and I didn't locate anything.
Okay, let's move on. Case number 688, which is Marlene Torres. Is that Torres? Torres. Okay, sorry. Everybody knows my pronunciation is terrible. No disrespect. I am trying. This case might be linked to two other ones, as we discussed earlier. The case. Now, this is a new one, right? We haven't covered this yet, or have we? We have.
I think we covered her, yes. I believe we have.
Okay.
But she is 13 years old. Marlene is 13.
Mm-hmm.
She has been missing since she's been missing since November 4th of 2008 from National City, California.
Okay. The case was opened on the 3rd of March. Dream Drilling state that RV3, Highback 33, OTA red sign. And the next one says Juan Carlos, MP3, Calskin, OTAV tunnel. We have not done any research on this one. As far as I know, I don't know anything else on this, unless it's in the forums. Do you, Deborah, what any of this stuff might mean? I don't know. But possibly a man named Juan Carlos. Okay, possibly this would be human trafficking. Juan Carlos could possibly be involved in some type of human smuggling ring out of Tijuana or Mexico or wherever. Now remember, Tijuana is actually on the border between Mexico and California, correct? Very close, I believe.
Right, but what's even closer than that is when we were discussing this case one day on the phone, and it was you and Kinsley and I talking, and we were talking about how these cases possibly could tie together. And Kinsley checked the mileage, the distance between where Marlene went missing in National City, California, and where Amber DuBois went missing in Escondido, California.
Okay.
And it turned out to be, it was 24 or 34 miles, wasn't it? Something like that. It was about a half an hour's drive.
Let me show you guys on the graphic. This is Amber. And this is Deborah. And we think these may be related in the next case too, which we'll discuss here in a second.
Deborah's related to that case, or Marlene?
Marlene, sorry. Let me get the graphic up. There we go. Sorry about that. There's Marlene. And there's Amber. Am I correct now?
Yes.
I was clicking on I was actually getting ready for the next case too. So go on, Deborah.
Well, I was just mentioning how the mileage between the two locations, and I believe, if I remember correctly, that when you did the RVs for these, your dream drawings showed for Amber and Marlene, your drawings look like the same building. Am I correct on that?
Yes, I think that's why we linked them together.
I think that's what started us
Let me bring them
in
up again. Hold
to
on.
begin with, and then realized they were very close to, in proximity to where they went missing from.
Yeah, if you guys can see that, look, it's 681 and 688. That could be the same building. And that's, yeah, and plus I think the Mexico connection possibly, right?
Right. That tied in
Um,
also.
OTAV tunnel. If it's Mexico, that might be some type of underground tunnel. There is a lot of smuggling. Usually it's drugs or weapons, but I would imagine that they could smuggle people through these tunnels too. There are still tunnels underneath the border between the United States and Mexico. Once again, if we had some type of border fence or something like that, I think a lot of these problems would be stopped. But that's another issue. Okay, anything else for Marlene?
At this point, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, let's move on. Case number 690. We have not covered this case, correct?
No, we haven't
Okay.
yet.
This is case number 690, Pebbles Jace. The case was requested to be open on March 6th, 2 days ago. I had done the dream drawings, and Deborah has information for you guys on this case.
Right. Her name is Pebbles Jace, Jace. They classify her as an endangered runaway. Now, she's 14 years old, and as far as runaway, I'm not sure, because when they're teenagers, in so many cases, they make the mistake of classifying them as a runaway to begin with, and they lose precious time trying to locate them. So I don't pay a whole lot of attention to that. I'm not sure if she's a runaway or if, she was abducted. But that's just kind of a point I wanted to make because we see that a lot. Her date of birth is June 10th, 1994. She's been missing since December 17th, 2008. She's Hispanic, 14 years old, 5 feet 7 inches tall. She's missing from Cathedral City, California, 120 pounds. She has black hair, brown eyes. They last saw her on December 17th, the day that she went missing. It states in the reports that I found that she may be in the company of an adult male, and there may also be an adult female with them. They may be in the local area, or they may travel to Tucson, Arizona. I believe when you did this case, Brian, you possibly came up with a location in Arizona?
Yeah, I did. Do you got anything else, or?
Nope, that's her stats. There's not as much out there for her as there should be.
Okay.
As far as information.
Yes. Sadly, you brought up a good point. It goes back to the Amber Alert system. Police should have the sole authority. The detective in charge of the case should have sole authority of whether or not to issue the Amber Alert. It shouldn't be red tape and everything else. And even if they're wrong, they shouldn't face any type of humiliation or whatever, because it's so important to get that Amber Alert out right away, regardless. If a 14-year-old's missing, she's missing and she's in danger. She's 14. I do know there's a lot of runaways, but still, they're still missing. So I know you don't want to keep the cry wolf thing or wolf thing, but it's important. The police know if she's in danger or not. Let the police make the call, not the government. The dream drawings were done on the 5th of March. It says 25-year-old man, Mesa, Arizona, sunflower. Next dream drawing says 13 bullet, WI safe Ford F-250 blue, S, and question mark, wasn't exactly sure what that was, Park Station 3. And then it says, I think Pebbles is safe with a 25-year-old man with initials WI. There is a Mesa, Arizona, and the map is below. Now, I do have a map posted of Mesa, Arizona. It's not that big of an area. And I did think that, with some of the drawings up here and this house right here, it might be actually possible to find the house. One other thing that I had asked Gail about this, she came up with, I believe it was Phoenix, which is very close to this area. And I talked to her before I actually told her what I had from the previous night. So once again, it does seem to confirm she could be possibly in Arizona. And I think that Gail also believed that she was safe at the time. I talked to her on the phone. So I think this one would definitely be a redo since she's still missing and in danger. Any other thoughts on this one, Deborah?
This was one that she went missing from Cathedral City, California. And she went missing right in between Marlene Torales and Amber DuBois.
Right. That is going to bring up that.
She could possibly be tied in with that.
I believe these are the cases that we think are related.
Right, right. So Pebbles, and this is the first time we're discussing her case, because you opened it recently. She may possibly be tied in with this.
Exactly. I'm looking at 688 and 690 right now. Pebbles and Marlene. They actually sort of look similar. I don't know if you can see that or not. I go with a little bit bigger picture. Hang on, Deborah. You got to say whatever you said again. My computer kicked on. Go ahead.
I think they look similar also, but what's really bothering me is the similarity in their ages of these girls.
Once again, Amber, how old was she?
Amber was 14.
Okay.
We've got 13, 14-year-olds here, and we've got grown men as high as 41 years old from the reports that I found actually in missing person databases with these young ladies. They're not even young ladies yet at that age. They're more like children. I'm sorry, but they are. I don't mean that disrespectfully to the young teens, but still.
No, they're children. They're children. No, 14 is a child. There's no doubt about it. And they definitely shouldn't be out with any adults that they don't know or not related to. That's, once again, common sense. Okay, anything else that we have?
One thing I would like to make a point of saying is that several of these cases were not official Amber Alerts issued by the Amber Alert system, but we made them Amber Alerts because we felt they should have been.
Good point. They're missing, they're endangered. Okay, thank you, Deborah. Let's move on to case number 691. And I believe this is, first of all, this is Samuel. This is Samuel, pronounce the last name for me.
His last name is Bolke.
Okay, Samuel Savage Bolke, correct?
Correct.
Okay, the case was open on March 6th of 2009. Once again, most of these requests, you can see the request at the top of the screen, actually at the top of each case. There's a thumbnail. You can click on the thumbnail, you can see how I get the request. Deborah sends me these requests from people via the Amber Alert system, or people just want to know about maybe what happened to this person. Once again, I usually just take it, I fold it, put it under my pillow, and I take notes from dreams. That's all I do. Everybody can do this, but I just want to explain again exactly how I'm doing this. Deborah, can you give us some more information about Samuel?
Yes, I can. This was actually a case that you mentioned. So when you mentioned a name to me, and you actually spelled it wrong.
Yeah. Actually, I saw a news report on Samuel.
I looked it up.
Been missing for a while too.
You opened the case, and he does have the same name, Samuel. And,
well, before we say I opened the case, everything goes to Deborah. She sends it to me, and the reason why she sends it to me is because she usually sends me a little picture in there, because I like to have a picture and a name, and usually that's it. And then I print it out every night before I go to sleep. I actually print the emails from her, respond back saying that they're printed, so she knows to move on to the case. So really, all the cases come from Deborah, but I requested Deborah to open a case so I could do it. That's how this one works. Go on.
Okay. This is for Samuel Savage Becker Bolke.
What does he go by?
What's that?
Do we know what he goes by?
I've seen it listed as Samuel Bolke. His mom's last name is Becker. Okay. His dad's last name is Bolke, so it's hyphenated, and his middle name is Savage.
Okay, my son's name is Samuel. That's why this kind of got to me a little bit. He's been missing for a while. Go ahead.
His mom, in news reports that I saw, his mom refers to him as Sammy, Sammie. He's missing since October 14th, 2006 from Crater Lake, Oregon. They classify him as lost or injured missing, and his date of birth is August 10th of 1998. He was 8 when he went missing. He would be 10 years old right now. 4 feet 8 inches tall, 85 pounds. He's a Caucasian male, light brown hair, brown eyes. He has a small mole under his right ear and a mole on the left side of his throat. He was last seen wearing a long sleeve black and green striped shirt, cargo pants, red suede slip-on shoes with rubber soles, and a blue winter coat. He suffers from Asperger's, which is a form of autism. As a result of having Asperger's syndrome, he has extreme reactions to bright lights and loud noises. He was actually vacationing with his father at Crater Lake National Park, and at about 4 p.m. on October 14, 2006, he went missing. He was hiking with his father at the time. He was playing on a incline or a slope, and his father was telling him, it's time to, stop, we're done now, something to that effect. And the father, from what I've seen in the news reports, thought that Sammy thought it was a game. And so he just, kept playing, and he kept going a little further and further. There was about a 50-foot difference, and shortly after that, up over the top, his father lost him. They did an extensive search of the park, and they did not find anything. When he went missing, it was cold, wet, and snowy. So without shelter, he would not have made it very long. And he does not have wilderness survival training, but he has camping experience. He is from Portland, Oregon, and they don't expect foul play in his disappearance. However, something that bothered me with this case was less than a month after he went missing, his parents held a memorial service for him, and that really bothered me because as a mom, someone would have to give me proof.
Yeah, that we talked about. That's weird. Sorry, guys. We don't want to go over 45 minutes. Let me talk about this case. Thank you, Deborah. The dream drawings were done on the March 5th, actually the night of March 6th, or the night of March 6th. What it says, the first one says Henry 47 was not trapping 1341172. Next dream drawing says white dog, Kane. He has dog with him. Samuel went to Homestead. And it says, I think the man drawn above took Samuel. He had a white dog with him. I'm not sure his location or Samuel's safety. I believe that the man had some type of dog with him. The man's drawn above. He has a beard. He looks possibly Oriental. Maybe that's just bad drawing. I don't know. I know I need art classes. Thank you, guys. I do think that maybe he took Samuel. Maybe said something like, "Hey, son, could you get my dog?" or something like along those lines. Used the dog to take Samuel to some type of shack. The shack is drawn above. I don't have any additional information for this, nor have I researched it. The information is in the forum. Please, once again, please go to the forum. If you have any information, please post it there, and we will also talk about it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we have one more Amber Alert case. We're going to end the show right now, and then we're going to come right back on, do that Amber Alert case, and then get our 3 other cases done. We can't go over 45 minutes, because if we do, we're not sure if we're able to record and convert it. So thank you, Deborah. Actually, we got a minute and a half. Anything else you want to say, Deborah? On this case.
This case with Samuel, I see the point of Samuel having the Asperger's syndrome. I know a couple of children with Asperger's. They're much older now, but I see the patterns and I can see what could have happened when he was with his father, but it's just really tragic because 50 feet, yes, it's quite a distance, but then again, it's not really either. And it's really heartbreaking that his father wasn't able to catch him.
Right.
And stop.
Right. I'm not sure. Looking at that, I really didn't get a good feeling about Samuel. I hate to say it. But I would never give up hope. And I would definitely, if you can, we can redo this. Please, we'll do some research. We'll try to get an exact location. We've done it before. But I really hope Samuel's found safe. That said, thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everybody from in chat. We're gonna end right now, and I'll be back on in a few minutes. We're gonna cover one more Amber Alert case, and then we're gonna get to our 3 older cases. Thanks again, Deborah.